Saints Nation, it's been a long time since I've gotten to see you. I hope you've had a fantastic holiday break. And right before we get into the main season of action here on the St. Clair Saints, for the St. Clair Saints varsity teams, we do have ourselves a bit of a tournament out of nowhere. We just got invited to it actually just earlier this afternoon. So if it seems like it's spurred out of nowhere, it was a surprise to us too, but we're damn well going to make the best of it. Of course, my name is Mr. Danners. Or my tag brothers, Mr. Darius. My name's Dan Banner. You can tell it's been a little while since we hopped back into the swing of things, but absolutely excited to be here. And this is going to be an interesting start, maybe a little bit of a prelude to what we'll see here for the actual main season itself, because it very well, we very well do have a bit of a switch up in regards to the teams. Taking a look currently at the starting rosters here for our Rocket League squad. We do have Endeavor making a return, was playing support or playing a substitute role in the last season of action as he had plans or he was working on some other things with the Esports Club. But then we also have Kamal, so Kamal makes his return once again here to the squad. Then we also have Garachi, who has been basically a substitute on the St. Clair Saints squad for as long as I could pretty well remember. But he's finally getting his chance to hop onto the starting roster. And it's one of the things I do want to take a look at before we do hop into the game at a new little section that I kind of call the producer's prospects. Let's take a look at what are some key things that I think will be critical to note here for this UConnect Collegiate tournament. Of course, this tournament is a single elimination. Each match is a best of 5, but with it being a single elimination, you have absolutely no time to warm up, which for the Saints squad has been kind of scary. It depends on what kind of team you have that day. There's sometimes they just absolutely blast out of the gate and they just completely stomp right from the start. But there's other times where it seems like it takes them till game 3, game 4 to really start feeling the heat, and by then it could be too little too late. Part number 2 here, as I was mentioning before, Endeavor. He's a veteran. He's been on the team since the team began, for the most part, as a mainstay, and then only last semester was a substitute. But has Rocket League been his focus? I really don't think so. He's been moving closer and closer to like Counter-Strike and Valorant. I know he's been pushing for Valorant to try and make the push to varsity one day. And how sharp is he on his Rocket League skills? I'm sure he'll be able to pick things up rather quickly, but how warmed up is he is the question. Now, we do have, like I was saying before, Garachi making his first main roster start since the 2018-2019 season, where he only had a couple of main roster starts, maybe 2 or 3 in that season. I think it was for some of the NACE matches. And I'm very curious from talking to some our staff here. It sounds like he's extremely solid. We've had him as a substitute for the longest time. He knows how the Saints work. He may not be exactly the flashiest of players that we've seen people like Kamal, Chris, or Fusion to do in the past. But nonetheless, you're going to be able to pick up where you're left off, and you don't have to necessarily be the flashiest as long as your mechanics are down, right? You may not be the one making the crazy aerial shots, but if you're in position, you're making the pass, you're making the shots, goal's a goal, right? So we'll have to see what happens with this team coming up. Now, of course, !bracket in the Twitch chat. You can actually follow along with our tournament as it is going along. As we see here first, for the UConnect Collegiate Invitational, our first opponent is going to be the Harrisburg Esports Club. And on that squad, I'm going to quickly take a look, because this actually does show me who is on each team. Who would have thought it'd take until 2020 to figure out these kind of technology, am I right? Okay, so we do have Taildrin, we have Denver, and the Box 720 on the side of Harrisburg Esports Club. And then let's take a look at the brackets a little bit further. If everything goes to plan here for the St. Clair squad and we do get the chance to move forward, the The opponents that we would have to face next is either UW Esports, which unfortunately I can't tell which UW that specifically is, or Rutgers University. I think we've played Rutgers in a league before. Looking forward to seeing how that match ends up happening if we take care of this one. Does not appear like we're going to have to take too long. I do see the lobby is just getting ready to get underway. Everyone hopping in pretty well, ready to go for this first one. But before we do get the opportunity to hop into the game, what we do want to throw out once again that, like, sure, the season may not have completely started, so if you have not quite done so already, squeak in your January recruitment. Get involved. If you want to be on the competitor's side of the screen and not sitting at home watching the action, if you've got the good academic standing and are interested in any of these titles, be sure to apply at the St. Clair Saints CA/join section. And if you do have what we're looking for, you will be contacted via Discord. And also a big thank you to our sponsors that do make the St. Clair Saints varsity team happen. Of course, that being Tim Hortons, BC Outlet. I have to pick this thing up a little bit. We have St. Clair College Alumni Association, St. Clair College itself. And we're going to have to move this forward as the Zeppelin School of Business and IT are also a sponsor. And I went pretty quickly, and oh my goodness, they absolutely wasted no time for this one. Catching me off guard, catching Harrisburg off guard as well. Tried to squeak in maybe one too many things, and so did Harrisburg. One goal already coming out swinging here for St. Clair. You love to see it. Of course, on the blue side, we do have Harrisburg. St. Clair already in the lead here in this matchup after a very, very quick one. And this is kind of what I was saying before in the prospects. So what kind of St. Clair are we going to get here in this series? By getting a goal within the first 10 seconds, it sounds like to me that they are completely warmed up, ready to go. As we see Kamal shot on target off the crossbar. Garachi going to get himself a goal. First one back on the main roster here in 2021. Looking fantastic, start things off. And gets himself, I was just saying that he may not exactly have the aerial shots, but he should very well just made it work off that left rear quarter panel and sticks it right into the goal. We have ourselves a quick 2-0 lead here for St. Clair. Off the faceoff, we're back into the Harrisburg Esports Club zone. Garachi once again shot on target. Gonna hit the crossbar though. You see Endeavor on the charge, but Denver gonna try and push forward. He takes down Kamal in the meantime, but Kamal was at least able to interfere with it a little bit in that midsection. And Garachi able to bounce it off the roof on target, not gonna be able to find himself a follow-up. Endeavor's there, however, to at least keep the pressure on to box and Garachi. Taken to the sky, he's not gonna quite find contact, however, so it's just gonna drop into the corner of Harrisburg. Kamal over to Garachi, trying to find a pass off the backboard. Endeavor going to try and line it up as well, but he actually kind of lines up the box. Kamal is back there, however. They at least keep some sort of defense, puts his car right in the way. Nicely done. Denver, though, going to stop any sort of retaliation here from Garachi. Loose in the midfield zone. Endeavor pushing it towards the Harrisburg zone. Garachi nearby takes the shot. That was a huge save, though. Coming out from the box. Rebound from Kamal, nearly getting it done. But two members on the side of Harrisburg going to keep that thing out of the net for at least the time being. Endeavor going to at least keep this out of the crease. Garachi, solid shot, takes care of Denver. Sends him backpacking with no boost in the tank. Loose in the midfield zone. Garachi tried to make contact with it, and he actually gets it over to Kamal, so he's going to be able to put the third goal on the board, his second of the game. Basically passing it to himself. Yeah, Denver just unfortunately missing his mark, and it's going to leave a wide open net here for Kamal to finish that one off. Nicely done, as we're just about at that halfway point here for game number one. The Saints coming on strong here so far in this first round. Garachi into the corner where Endeavor takes a shot. Going to hit the crossbar, however. Harrisburg still, of course, had tons of time to get something started, and they damn well tried. They had that idea, but it was completely blocked out. Endeavor now with control, passes it off to Garachi. Back to Endeavor as he puts it into the corner. Debox and Teledrin right there to try and make the save, but there is still more and more Saints charging through as Kamal is now, well, or was on pursuit. And for the briefest of seconds, you kind of did see there were all 3 members of the Harrisburg lineup were just sitting in the crease, all of them like tail between their legs at this point, just trying to get something started, but at the same time they're so scared about every single shot, all of the pressure that we do see the St. Clair Saints pulling off here. Garashi lobs it up. There's going to be a slow fall down towards the net. Endeavor, it was there for it, but Debox right in the right position to stop that from happening. Garashi, another drop down crease shot. He's going to be able to get it himself as the defense were not able to stop this. Second goal of the game here for Garashi. Welcome back. Just the slow motion. Oh, Teldrin just barely missing his mark, unfortunately, there for him. Game 1 definitely not going in the favor of the Harrisburg Esports Club. But of course, this being a best of 5, they still have plenty of time to regroup for either the next game or absolutely crush it in this next minute 40. Definitely a tall task at hand, but would love to see if they can get themselves another one. Or get themselves on the board, rather. Garashi up to the top. How crazy would it be here if Garashi's first time back, he gets himself a hat trick? He's right in the crease. He's going to try, but he's not going to be able to stop Denver. Denver, however, going to juke around 2. Kamal gets an opportunity. Tildren right there for the stop, however. Endeavor going to knock it down in the midfield zone where Garashi passes it up to Kamal. Kamal lobs it towards the net. Denver, good save. Good little return here, though, from the box and the rest of the Harrisburg squad. Would have been a shot right on target. However, Garashi back there ready to make the save. As time ticks down, last minute to play, 45 seconds to be specific here. Harrisburg just looking to find themselves a point on the board. Kamal going to take the shot. Going to be stopped by Debox, however. Box shot on target, but Kamal is going to be there, and he's going to just take this to the skies. And of course, one thing that we've not necessarily seen too much here from the side of Harrisburg is their aerial play. Some of the players seem like they are able to pull it off, but if your whole team can't really do it, it's a bit of a rough spot to be in, because you can just kill so much time up in the skies, and you see that's exactly what St. Clair was doing. Kamal's going to get one more just for the heck of it, get a hat trick to start off his season. Third goal of the game, of course, getting right through Tildren, and is able to get past the box as well. Squeaks it in with the second left. Solid start for our St. Clair Saints. Fair enough, that will start that one off. Kamal going to get the MVP for this one with that hat trick, but still fantastic job across all of the St. Clair squad in this case here. Garashi finding himself 2 goals, 2 assists, and Endeavor had himself a bit of a quiet game, but was an absolute midfield threat, just constantly stopping the ball from even getting to getting into their zone, just constantly just dumping it back in there, so that the St. Clair squad is just basically just dump and chase with a bit of constant pressure, constant forward checking. And it was very good to see, and it allowed Garashi, it allowed Kamal to charge in forward and constantly on so much pressure, getting a ton of goals as well. Game number 2 going to get started pretty quickly here. Of course, once again, best of 5 action here for all the matches, exception of the finals, I believe. Do hear game just about to get underway. Let's get back into it. Game 2, back in play. Kamal wasted no time too. Debox gets absolutely owned on the center line. It's going to allow Endeavor to try and make the play. However, didn't have enough boost in the tank until the ball was taken away from him. So now, actually shot opportunity here for the side of Harrisburg, but it is going to be dumped away. Bildren kind of trying to defend it. Kamal going to be stopped, however, by Debox. Good save from him. Endeavor solo in the Harrisburg zone right now. Garashi now making the charge. Kamal's here now too. Bit of an awkward bounce, but it is going to go wide off into the right side, into the corner. And Garashi finds Tildren somewhere and just takes him down. Of course, there is absolutely no interference penalties here, and that's going to be a double kill here for Garashi, taking 2 players down nice and quick. Tildren going to get just enough of a tip here as Garashi takes to the skies off the backboard. Is anybody there for the follow-up? There is, but Denver going to shut that down. Kamal, though, bounces back off the crossbar, loose in the crease. Heartbreaker there. Or Kamal would have been looking for his 4th goal of this series, but not going to quite find it just yet. Endeavor, though, shot on target, stopped by the box. Carrying attempt going to be slowed down a bit by Garashi here as it goes from Endeavor to Kamal. Kamal dumps in chase, tries to get to Denver, but it's not going to be in time. Centering attempt here. The box is going to put Harrisburg on the board after a solid pass from Denver. We're going to see right here, Denver able to get past a bunch of the Saints, and it's going to allow the box as Endeavor tries to make the save, but was just not quite in the spot necessary to get a piece of it. The box is going to put Harrisburg University, or the Harrisburg Esports Club rather, up for the first time here in this game after their first goal in the series. Now, of course, that is the beauty of these best-of-5 series. Like, sure, with it being single elimination, you don't have much time for warm-up, but how much warm-up can you get within the best-of-5 itself? It looks like Harrisburg took game 1 to kind of warm up here, and now they're firing on all cylinders. Denver going to find himself another goal all the way from his own crease, as there's just nobody home on defense here. Kamal tried his best to get there, but not enough boost, not enough time to get there. And Harrisburg, they got themselves the 2-0 lead now, going into the 2nd minute of play. Endeavor wasting no time. Garashi nearly had the one-time shot there, but going to be stopped by Tildren. Box send it down. Endeavor's going to pick it up, however, dumps it right back into the Harrisburg Esports zone. He's going to try and juke them out. He's going to be very successful at doing so. Finds himself his first goal of the series in a solo effort. This is one of the beautiful things about Endeavor. He is constantly able to make these solo plays pretty well out of nowhere, it feels like, and he puts St. Clair on the board. Was having a very quiet midfield kind of game 1, but what a way to get back into it just like that. However, oh, even a huge save right after that. Huge shot from Denver, going to be stopped by Endeavor. Endeavor really maybe picking it up just in time here. His team really needed it, and Kamal off of the pass from Endeavor going to find himself his 4th goal of this series. The box and Tildren both make contact, but the roof basically acts like a 4th player for the side of St. Clair, passes it right down to Kamal. And perfect timing there as we now have ourselves a 2-2 game. Harrisburg Esports, hopefully they didn't get themselves a little bit too comfortable because St. Clair just fired right back. Garashi up in the corner. Waiting for it, tries to get around the box. He's actually going to be able to successfully do so, but Tildren really blowing everything he has to make sure he can get back there in time. Garashi, I was... in the pregame, I was curious and saying that I don't remember him being necessarily a flashy 1v1 player, but on his time as a substitute, he must have learned a ton of things, and he damn well had plenty of players to learn some of these 1v1 moves from. People like Endeavor, Kamal, and Fusion in the past, constantly, even Chris as well, all very strong 1v1 players, and he must have picked up a ton because he's really improved since the last time I remember seeing him. All up to the skies, leading it, trying to get it off the backboard. Endeavor takes the shot, and he's going to be able to secure that one. One of the huge things that the Saints needed to improve on in the last season was it felt like their passing plays were pretty well non-existent or very few far between. But we're starting to see a lot more of it coming out from our Saints this time by. A lot of times Kamal's right there with the setups, just trying to give somebody on the St. Clair side the free opportunity. And a beautiful goal there for the Saints to get ahead. What a few weeks will do to change team. Maybe a couple players switching in and out, but just the play style in general just seems a little bit different. So far, it's been for the better. Endeavor dumps it into backboard. Garashi shot on target. He's going to get himself his 3rd goal of the series, putting a little extra insurance on this 2nd game after the solid backboard pass once again right from Endeavor to Garashi, and a successful goal once again. 4-2. Still not impossible for the side of Harrisburg, but some of the wind has definitely been taken off their spoilers. Endeavor centering shot. Garashi was nearby. Going to get cleared away. Kamal going to pick it up, but Denver actually, with the interference, going to be able to get there for at least a moment. Eventually picked up by Garashi, and we have ourselves a bit of a back and forth now with the last minute of play here in this second game. Endeavor slowing it down, going to flick it aside just to slow down the time, kill as much time as possible. We see here, going to take to the sky, he's going to bounce off the backboard. Can a shot be taken? It's going to be successful. Garashi again, going to get himself his second goal of the game. 4th total in this series. Once again, Endeavor just being an absolute playmaker as well. All of the Saints seem to be able to make these plays when necessary. And it seems like in this situation, at least the last couple goals anyway, Garashi has been the finisher of sorts in these plays. Kamal and Endeavor both extremely deadly in their own right. We did see, of course, that one-on-one win from Endeavor earlier. Kamal's also, of course, fantastic in his own right. 20 seconds left to go. Endeavor's going to carry it on in. He's going to carry it in all the way for himself. Gets himself a hat trick after being able to just skirt by 2 of the players. And the box gets taken down, and Tailgren not going to be able to make the stop necessary. Endeavor, welcome back. This may look a little bit different. I don't know where you keep your flashbangs in Rocket League, but he's picking it up right where he left off and showing that he is definitely a veteran here on this St. Clair Rocket League squad. All looking for maybe one more, however, DeBox going to push this one aside. Time ticking down slowly but surely. One more shot here. As soon as that ball hits the ground, it's game over. And sure enough, that will be the case. So we have ourselves a 2 to 6 victory here for St. Clair. Game number 2 after a massive, massive bloodbath of sorts for Saints in that one. After a rather rough start, actually, though, I will give the Harrisburg Esports Club credit. That was a much better, much more valiant effort compared to Game 1. Game 1 definitely looked like it hurt, but they started off right. They had themselves the lead starting things off in that game, but unfortunately, something just either got to their head or something just went wrong. Saints flicked the switch or what, and it just seemed like they were constantly able to crush the defense of Harrisburg Esports Club once again. Although Harrisburg maybe doing a little bit of deja vu from what we saw in that last game. Right off the first face-off, they were coming out swinging and are going to try. However, the box not finding himself the defensive opportunity necessary to slow down this pressure from St. Clair. Endeavor was constantly back and forth here with a bunch of the Harrisburg defenders. All going to try and control it, but Denver going to pick it up once again. Garashi back in defense alongside Kamal. Kamal going to leave it there for Garashi, actually, so he can push it forward. Pass back to Endeavor. This could ride along the wall, but it is going to be stopped by Denver up high. Kamal finds his opportunity, but it is going to be stopped. Nicely done from the side of Harrisburg. St. Clair zone. Garashi going to try and clear this. He may be successful in doing so. Could get himself a second touch. He's going to just dump it into the left-hand corner where we do see Endeavor. Centering attempt, but a lot of the Saints players currently are in the back. Covering, trying to get boost shot on target. Kamal barely getting a piece of that to push that aside. Harrisburg nearly found their opportunity to strike once again. And DeBox actually going to get a little bit feisty here with Kamal. Kamal early in the series was playing the player a little bit harder with a little bit more demolitions. We've seen Garashi doing the same as well. Now maybe a little bit of extra feistiness, a little bit of extra fire here coming out from the Harrisburg Esports Club. Children just going to pop this one back here to Denver. He's going to try and collect it, but he doesn't have very much boost. He's going to let Garashi pass it up to Kamal, centering attempt, but no shot. The box over to Tildren. Tildren hits Endeavor instead of the ball. Shot from Garashi. Can he get his own rebound? He damn well is going to be successful in doing so. He is going to get the first goal here in this third game. It's his own rebound off the wall. Unfortunately there for Denver. I think he was still stuck without boost, and he could not get there in time. St. Clair looking like they're in perfect position to move over into round 2 if this keeps up. That being said, though, 1-goal game, still plenty of time here on the clock. Kamal looks to drop it down, wasn't quite able to successfully do so this time, as there was some solid interference out of Taildren and Endeavor. Or Denver and Endeavor. I'm surprised that hasn't tongue twisted me before. Garashi shot, though. Shut up and called the goal, as Garashi's going to find his second one of the game. After Kamal bouncing it off the backboard once again, we see this time and time again here from the Saints. Seems to be the bread and butter for the squad. Garashi looking fantastic so far alongside the rest of the St. Clair squad in this match. Endeavor slows it down, gets past one, but he's not going to get past Denver. A bit of a race here, however. DeBox finds his breakaway, and he's going to be able to get it right off the bumper of Denver. Where did this happen? Right in the corner. What an awkward bounce, and what a solid opportunity here for DeBox. And he did not make any mistakes. He made sure that he capitalized on the opportunity, and he keeps this game within one for Harrisburg. Oh, come on. Just never mind the ball. I am just going to absolutely smash you, and takes care of Denver's car. Shot from Garachi, and that is going to be the hat trick that I was talking about earlier. Fantastic job once again. Kamal setting this up after a bounce off the corner, actually, and Garachi makes the aerial play necessary, gets past both of the defenders. Welcome to the squad. I know you've been looking for that main roster spot for a long time, and now you're here, and now you're performing. This is what we love to see. Garashi back to Endeavor. Bouncing ball looking to go towards crease. Kamal gets his opportunity to shoot, but he's going to go a little bit short on it. Endeavor tries to center it. Did not realize that Garashi was already on the way. So unfortunately for the side of St. Clair, they're going to have to run all the way back here. DeBox finds his second opportunity of the game to make something happen, but does not quite capitalize on it this time. But he's going to find Denver, and Denver is going to keep it within one once again. Garashi tried to push into the corner, which he was successfully able to do so, but that bounce was a little bit awkward. Denver shot right off the crossbar, puts it in. 2 minutes left to go here in this third game. 1 goal separating these teams. Best game that we've seen so far between these two. Taildren, actually a very aggressive start here. Could have actually got things a little bit scary. Garashi going to shut him down nice and quick to make sure that nobody else can pass it to him and get him almost like a cherry picking kind of position. Taildren, of course, back after getting demoed. Has about less than a quarter tank here of booze, or quarter tank exactly now at this portion here. And make defending a little bit difficult if St. Clair can put it on. That being said, though, it's going to be in the center. Kamal, once again, don't give him the backboard, and thankfully there for the side of Harrisburg, they pushed it aside, made it bounce off the post instead. You give St. Clair the backboard, you might as well give him another player. And Denver, again, going to find an opportunity. Gets his second goal of the game. Garashi knocks it down, but unfortunately could not get enough of it. And Kamal was not back there in time. There may have been a little bit of extra interference coming out of DeBox as well, maybe just zoning him out to the point where he could not make that save. And now we have ourselves a tie game. Endeavor drops it down to Garashi. Garashi once again in the corner. Looks to probably get the center off. Going to drop it back. It's Kamal. Picks it up. Endeavor got demoed by Denver. In the center, Garashi with a little bit of a revenge shot. What we like to see. Cover for your squad. Endeavor slows it down. Jukes his own player out, but maybe that was a little bit of a fakie. Bounces off the wall. Endeavor's shot going to be going just wide, but can Kamal get there in time? He's not going to be able to do so. Endeavor misses the shot, and whatchamacallit, Kamal was there for the backup. Garashi came through with the follow-up, but it was going to be pushed aside by the defenders. 30 seconds remaining here in this third game. Of course, match point here for St. Clair if they can manage to find themselves one more goal. And that was a close one. Endeavor nearly putting it in. The box going to shut that down and clear it into the St. Clair zone. Endeavor pushes it towards the center. He does have help. Taildren looking to try and make a play here in this game. He's been a very non-factor except for a couple of saves so far in this series. Past the Garashi, shot on target. Can they finish it? They're not going to be able to do so. Taildren, it's just I was cussing him out a little bit for not being a big factor. Well, he just made the save to keep themselves in this game, so I'll give him props for that. Of course, overtime. This is not going to end until somebody scores. No breaks in the action from here on out. So definitely a different game, though. Harrisburg had been pretty much getting... They got dominated in game 1. Hang on a second, though. I have to hold that thought. Denver going to get himself the hat trick after the pass from Tildren off the wall. Pushes it over. Garashi, again, he's getting pieces of it, but just not enough to actually stop the ball. Harrisburg Esports Club are going to find themselves on the board. And they've definitely kind of swung this around now, haven't we? I tell you what, I always say time and time again here on the Saints stream that as much as this is the hometown squad for St. Clair, what I love seeing just as much, if not more, is a solid matchup. And I kind of love the come-from-behind story that we're seeing here from Harrisburg. Adjustments being made and being able to force the overtime, and was able to successfully get the finishing goal. Denver find himself the hat trick and doing a fantastic job. Tildren came in clutch in that last second. Maybe a bit of a commentator's curse on my end here, just saying how I felt like he needed to step up, and he damn well did, finding some solid passes and solid saves. They have not necessarily been on the goal sheet in regards to the goals themselves, but he's helping his teammates get there. Now game number 4 underway. Bit of a back and forth to start things off here, but we are in the Harrisburg zone. Kamal, shot going to be going wide this time by. Harrisburg kind of fighting for this, though. The double commit could be critical if there is a finisher here. Kamal was right there, but Tildren going to find the save necessary, and he's going to wait with the box to try and make the play. Denver off the backboard. Nobody really in position to really capitalize, though. So Kamal going to pick it up himself. No boost in hand. Just going to try and deflect this towards the net if possible. Endeavor in the corner with Tildren. Tildren going to pass this up to the box. A nice little passing play there from the side of Harrisburg to just get that ball out of their zone. They just get sent right back in, and that's going to be Garashi once again off the bumper of Endeavor. Let's take a look here. DeBox tries to dump it into the corner, successfully does so, but a nice little bounce once again. Nice little pass from Endeavor, and he's going to be able to finish off with Garashi's shot there. St. Clair going to put the pressure on right away once again. Match point, of course, still in their hands. All to Garashi. Garashi not going to make contact with it just yet, but a second centering attempt. They both go for it. Endeavor and Kamal both trying to make the shot happen, but just enough interference was made to where that ball is going to go wide. Dropping center ball. Denver tries to make contact. Misses it, however, but the box is going to be right there to try and make the stop. Garashi tries to stop it in the center. Again, barely getting a piece of it, however. All to the skies with Endeavor. Garashi in the center waiting for the pass. Denver, however, with control. Tries to pop it forward to the box, but it's not going to be successful. Kamal tries to drop it down. Doesn't get the hit he was looking for. That ball's going to go high from Endeavor, but Garashi right there with control, bounces it off the roof, going to try and drop it down. He's going to try and find the corner. Tildren, though, going to push this right back into the corner for himself as well. Kamal shot on target, misses the one-timing attempt from, I believe that was Endeavor. Maybe it was Garashi, I'm not 100% sure, unfortunately, but one of the Saints tried to make the shot happen, but could not find it. Tildren down to Denver. All makes the interference happen, though. Dumped into the corner, stole the boost, and now Garashi looks to make the shot. Nice stop there from Tildren. However, shot on target from deep. And Kamal is going to find the second goal here for St. Clair in game number 4 after Garashi interferes with Tildren just enough where that ball just drops right into the lap of Kamal, and he's able to finish that one right into the top corner. Saints 2-0 here. Just about half the game still in game number 4. Garashi in the corner, tries to set it up for himself, actually. Nearly made it happen off the crossbar. Garashi going to keep it in the corner where Endeavor is ready and waiting, but Denver going to push it aside. All fighting forward. Nice little stop there from DeBox. Was nearly a breakout attempt from Kamal. DeBox passing it off, but actually his teammate did not quite find it. And a good demo here from Endeavor to actually slow down this response. Garashi alone in the offensive zone trying to make something happen. It's just going to slow it down and keep it in the midfield. His team wasn't necessarily able to pick it up, however, so it's going to be dumped into the corner. We see Kamal ready and waiting, and Grashi as well in the crease, ready to make any sort of save necessary. Nice little push aside here, but it ends up being a centering pass where Grashi does not quite make contact with the ball once again. Of course, the Saints have been playing fantastic, but of course they are human in the end. You do see some chinks in the armor of sorts against this squad. Some of these faster aerial shots or aerial passes have not been quite making their mark, but oh my god, Box with a huge save after Kamal had that pretty much dead to rights. But Endeavor comes in from the skies to finish it off himself. Love to see it. Picks it up himself. He's got so much boost in this situation. Gets it past the box, and the little flick. Denver nearly got a piece of it to stop that. But wow, huge play. The last two shots there from St. Clair were absolutely nuts. Kamal got so close to finishing it off. But luckily for him, Endeavor was able to pick it up right outside the crease in the home plate zone. I think they would call it in hockey. That's basically what he made work. Minute to play here. 3-0 for St. Clair in this situation. Hope draining but not lost here for the Harrisburg Esports Club squad. Their day very well could be done early if they cannot manage to turn this one around. Of course, with this UConnect Collegiate Invitational, it is only a single elimination, so you win or you lose one best of 5 and your day is done. It is in the St. Clair zone for at least the time being. The box is going to try and make the play. Endeavor's going to be up there to meet him, however. And it's going to push this slowly but surely for Denver, getting feisty against Endeavor there. But Kamal with control for at least the moment. Grashi in the midfield as well. Last player back just in case something goes awry. But with 10 seconds left, it is looking all for naught here for Harrisburg Esports Club. They made some solid adjustments. They really became a threat, especially in game number 3. But unfortunately, it is all for naught here. Their day is done. And St. Clair College is going to move forward here in this UConnect Collegiate Invitational after everybody shows up to play extremely strong here. And I like this one, this final game to finish things off. We see the goals spread out across the entire St. Clair squad as both all Endeavor, Grashi, and Kamal all find themselves one goal. Kamal had the most shots in that game, though, with 4 in this situation. But with that, that is the end of this first round, however. So, quickly take a look in a moment. Of course, exclamation mark bracket in the Twitch chat will bring up the bracket that we're following for this tournament. And it looks like we already know our opponents for the next matchup, as UW Esports go down 0-3. Huge victory there for Rutgers University, and that is going to be our next opponent here in the UConnect Collegiate Invitational. And I'm pretty certain that they're just playing all of these matches pretty well back to back to back, so we should not have to wait very long in this situation. Oh, shortly, soon enough. But of course, I never necessarily got the opportunity to give the proper shout-outs to the sponsors at the beginning. Things started a little bit quicker. Trying, of course, a new format. You may have noticed I have a couple new toys to play with in regards to our overlays and whatnot here. Trying out some new things over the break. And just fine-tuning it for when the season starts. But nonetheless, of course, big thank you to St. Clair College, the Zeckelman School of Business and IT, Tim Hortons, St. Clair SRC, EC Outlet, and the St. Clair Alumni Association. Of course, none of this would be possible without you. Of course, a big thank you, of course, to everybody tuning in so far. With us winning, our day is not done just yet. And I look forward to doing some more Rocket League action. Give you a nice afternoon of action of sorts here for this UConnect Collegiate Invitational. A nice way to start off the new year before we get into the heat of things. Actually, we do have a couple of matches that are already scheduled, but there very well could be more. We're going to quickly take a look at it, actually, as this Tuesday coming up on the 12th, we have some Collegiate Hearthstone action. Then Saturday, the Face It Collegiate R6 Championships return for the winter season, and that'll be getting started on Saturday at 3 p.m. We have some more Collegiate Hearthstone action on Wednesday, and then League of Legends returns as well on Thursday at 8 p.m. Then Saturday, the 23rd, some more Rainbow Six Siege. The Face of Collegiate Championships once again going to be underway. And as more and more of the leagues start getting their seasons underway, you'll see that schedule fill up. I know if you've been following us since the last semester, there was a point where we had basically a match every single day of the week. And we're probably going to get to that point again in the future. So, of course, if you have not done so already, be sure to follow us here on the Saints Gaming CA Twitch channel. Catch all the matches live and subscribe to our Saints Gaming YouTube. Catch all of the matches you either missed, or if you want an alternative spot to watch a match afterwards, just our gigantic VOD our VOD archive rather, is right there on YouTube to catch out at any point. And of course, get constant updates, whether it be roster moves or match announcements. Be sure to follow our Saints Gaming Twitter as well. With that, though, we're going to take ourselves a quick breather before we hop into the next matchup versus Rutgers University. Looking to start it in a few moments. As soon as I know the exact start time, I'll be sure to hop on in here and give you the update. But it should not be too long if I know these Rocket League guys. They like to bash out the matches one after another, keep the momentum up, and keep the energy high. So we'll be back very shortly. Don't go anywhere, as round 2 of this tournament will be right underway.